Welcome to A Guide to Every Deck in Modern. Today we're looking at Esper Micromancer. Esper Micromancer is a mid-range combo deck that uses Thassa's Oracle to win the game in combination with Spoils of the Vault and Angel's Grace. That may seem similar to Modern's Ad Nauseam deck, but Esper Micromancer goes about things differently. To briefly explain the combo first, if you have 4 mana, Oracle, Grace, and Spoils in hand, you can cast Grace, then cast Spoils, naming a card that isn't in your deck to exile all the cards, then cast Oracle to win. Micromancer is a creature that tutors for 1 mana spells. You'll usually want to get Ephemerate so it can blink itself and find 2 other spells, primarily Spoils and Grace. If you're missing Oracle, you can Spoils for it, meaning that Micromancer can single-handedly tutor the entire combo. However, Micromancer can also find other 1 mana spells, including removal like Fatal Push and Prismatic Ending, and Thoughtseize, Silence, or Flusterstorm to protect the combo. As a combo deck, it's actually somewhat slow since Micromancer costs 4, and even if you happen to draw all 3 pieces without it, you still can't win earlier than turn 4. To that end, the deck runs Grief and Solitude to stabilize the early game, which are both great with Ephemerate, especially Grief, making the deck sometimes play similar to Rakdos Scam. Teferi is a solid value piece that also protects the combo. Even though the deck runs Hand Disruption and Removal, because it's a combo deck and has to devote many slots to those pieces, it can't run interactive cards in the same abundance as a traditional mid-range and control deck, nor does it have room for value cards. Therefore, the sideboard has to shore up its deficiencies. The sideboard is mostly interactive cards in the forms of counterspells, additional Hand Disruption and Removal, and Graveyard Hate. Mulldrifter comes in as a value play against grindy mid-range and control decks where comboing will be more difficult. Tips and tricks. You can randomly stumble into the combo if you happen to draw all 3 pieces without Micromancer. If you play Oracle early to scry or as a blocker, you can combo with it by blinking it with Ephemerate or picking it up with Teferi. Teferi can pick up Grief or Solitude if you value their effects more than the body, or Mulldrifter for value. Even if you don't have Ephemerate, you can still evoke Mulldrifter and potentially draw into it before Mulldrifter dies. If you're severely short on combo pieces and have the time, you can Micromancer for Ephemerate, then grab a second Ephemerate to get them all. It can be correct to Spoils for a missing card like Oracle even if you don't have Angel's Grace or need to keep the one you do have for the combo. While this line does leave you open to potentially losing on the spot, assuming you have enough life, the odds are usually in your favor since most cards in the deck are 4-ofs, including Oracle. Angel's Grace isn't only a combo piece, it can also buy you a turn against lethal damage from aggro decks, Valakut triggers, etc. If you're confident your opponent has a counterspell, you can cast Silence even if you don't have the combo since they'll be forced to counter it, leaving them with 1 less piece of interaction for when you do have it. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Esper Micromancer. I want to thank my fellow players in the Magic community for whom sharing their experiences helps make these guides possible. You can find additional resources, such as an up-to-date deck list, in the description. If you think I left out anything important or got something wrong, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned to see what deck we look at next time.